So the first day of college, our teacher said, if you have a nickname, like, tell me now, today's the day. So I was like, okay, but I had to pick something, and the only thing that could come to mind was my brother used to call me Jenna, genitalia.
Oh my God.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, the Brooke Ashley, and today we are here to discuss The Real Housewives of New York, Season 14, Episodes 7 and 8. Now, I'm not going to hold you. Episode 7 was just okay to me, so I'm going to kind of breeze over it, but I really want to talk about Episode 8 because, baby, you want to talk about some drama. Let me just let you know something right now. Jenna Lyons is that girl. She is the heavyweight champ. She is the MVP, and she is the fan favorite. Period, point blank, the end. None of these other girls are seeing her. Episode 8 is where you see hidden animosity and when the jealousy can no longer contain itself because, baby, the envy really jumped out. You guys all look like mean girls in Anguilla. And if I were Jenna, I would have warned you guys out at that table. And the fact that Jenna has health issues and you want to sit up there and treat her like that, I said no, ma'am.
No.
Miss Erin, I tried to like you. I gave you a whole 7 episodes, but you're officially on my list. I don't care. I don't like you. You're whiny. You're always easily offended, and it's annoying. I'm tired. For you to do that to Miss Jenna, I said, yeah, girl, I'm done. But y'all, I have a lot to say, as you can see. So let's just jump right on into it because you guys already know that we don't have a minute to spare. Now, like I said to you, I found episode 7 to be just okay, so I will be breezing through it because, again, I didn't find it to be that interesting. And I'm not going to give you guys a whole bunch of commentary that I don't have because, again, episode 7 just wasn't giving what the other girl said it was supposed to have gave. So we start off episode 7 with Jenna. Jenna is having a casting for her eyelash brand called Love Scene. So she's looking for models at this casting, and we see Sai join in for the casting as well because Jenna wanted her there. So Jenna says that she wants to refresh her website, she wants to refresh the brand, and she's looking for models who have a light behind their eyes. Now, I thought it was really sweet because there was one model who was a bit nervous, and Jenna sensed her nervousness, and she said, girl, don't be nervous, it's okay. And Jenna tells a really endearing story about herself, about how Jenna's not even her real name. Her actual name is Judith, but her brother used to call her Jenna, genitalia. And that's when she changed her name to Jenna. So Sai points out that Jenna's vulnerability is a beautiful thing, but she finds it a bit strange that Jenna can open up to a complete stranger, but not to her friends. Now, let's just stop for a minute, right? Because I called you out in the last recap, Sai, but I don't know why you're so pressed to know all about Jenna and her life story when you yourself have admitted that you're not the most empathetic, you're not a great listener, and you don't really care about other people and their feelings. So the fact that you're just so hell-bent on finding out more about Jenna, it's like, let her tell you what she wants to tell you at her own pace. Stop trying to force it. And also, Sai, you're really nosy and you're very shady. You only want to find out stuff about people so that you can use it against them later on. Like, I see right through you. But I'm getting so tired of her saying, just open up. Like, why are you so closed off? Girl, shut up. So now we find out from Jenna that her brand was born because due to her genetic disorder, she has no eyelashes. So now we see Jenna and Sai off to the side. They're just talking, catching up. And Sai's asking Jenna how she's doing after her breakup. And Jenna's like, it's rough. I'm not trying to be alone. I'm getting older. And it always sucks to break up during the holidays. I can't stress it enough. I love Jenna's vulnerability. I love the fact that she's open and honest. She's very in touch, very in tune with her feelings. The fact that she's not trying to hide and act like, oh, I'm good. She's like, no, it sucks. I'm hurt and I want to be in a relationship. And a lot of times we hear people trying to act like, no, I'm good. I don't need anybody. And I get it, but there's a beauty in just being open and just being real. Like, no, this really does hurt. Like, I really am hurting right now. And again, Jenna has that authenticity that these other women just don't have. So now Jenna says, let's revisit last night. You left Erin's anniversary party early and she was pissed about it. So of course Sai is dismissive and obnoxious like she always is, and she pretty much says that she could care less about how Erin feels and she left early because she was hungry. Now, Sai, you have to grow up. At a certain point, learn how to eat before you go somewhere. That way, if there is no food or if the food isn't to your liking, you'll still be okay. But this constant whining and complaining about food, especially when it comes to one of Erin's events, like, it's enough already. It's immature and it's just borderline irritating. And the fact that you want to get on Jenna in the next episode, but you have the audacity to say, well, I don't care how Erin feels. Like, girl, which one is it? And Sai, I was really hoping that you would be my favorite. And the fact that I cannot stand you. You are definitely one of the villains on this show. And the majority of the viewers don't like you. And I really want to know, how do you feel? Because I'm sure you came on thinking that you were going to be that girl and win everybody over. And it's been the complete opposite. You are extremely obnoxious and rude and very arrogant. And it's just so bizarre because for somebody who grew up the way you did, I thought that you'd be a lot more down to earth and a lot kinder. Now we jump over to Erin at home and she's talking to her husband, Abe, and they're talking about their anniversary party. They both had a great time. But now Erin brings up how rude it was that the ladies were talking during the speeches and during their vows. So she's like, yeah, my sister Kelly told me that they were really rude and they kind of brushed her off. Like, who does that? And I said, now, Erin, nobody wants to go to a party and hear an hour's worth of speeches. Like, again, people's attention spans are too short. Nobody cares. At a party, everybody wants to eat, drink, dance, mingle, talk. Nobody wants to hear a whole bunch of boring speeches about how you guys met and how great of a couple you guys are. When it comes to speeches, let it be 2 or 3 people talking at max, and that's it. Unless everybody's super charismatic and is a great public speaker, most of the time, people don't want to hear it and they will be tuned out. But anyhow, Erin brings up how Sai left early without saying goodbye and she's annoyed about it. And I say, yeah, I'd be pissed off too because that's really rude. You could have waited till Erin came down and changed into her dress and said goodbye. But to just leave and say, well, I don't care, F you, I'm hungry, I'm going to Nobu. Like, who does that? So he co-signs that what Sai did was rude. And now he brings up what Brynn said about them getting divorced and how she's available when they break up. And then the whole wife swapping jokes and how she wants to be Erin's stepmom because she actually has a crush on the dad. So Erin's like, excuse me? She said what? She brought up divorce at her anniversary party? Listen, when it comes to people like Brynn is somebody who just needs attention in the worst way. So you really can't even pay her any mind. Like, that's just what it is. She's somebody who's also obnoxious, very self-centered. It has to be all eyes on her at all times. So you really can't expect more from somebody like that. But Brynn's jokes are definitely tasteless and just stupid. And they didn't need to be said. It just gives, girl, do you want my husband? Is that what it is? Because there's always a bit of truth to every joke. And the fact that Brynn went on and on and on with the damn jokes, that's when I'm just like, okay, girl, what are you trying to tell me? Now we see Jessel going out for lunch with her mom. And Jessel is a bit nervous because she wants to finally tell her mom the secret about how she got IVF. I think that Jessel's mom is so cute. She was like, I want to start it off with a spicy margarita. Jessel was like, Mom, it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, what's going on? Her mom was just like, girl, loosen up.
We drinking strawberry and champagne. Hold on, let me get a strawberry. Let me get a strawberry. I love it.
So we see Jessel talking about her upbringing, how her mom was strict, and now Jessel finally drops the news that she went through IVF and it was difficult. So Jessel says that it took her a really long time to get pregnant, and the doctor suggested IVF, and that was their only option. So Jessel continues on by adding that they went through multiple rounds, it didn't work, she was getting discouraged, and at this point they were over 50 grand in, so it felt silly to not continue. So Jessel goes on to discuss the grueling process, how she had to inject herself, and now her mom starts crying and she's like, I would have been there, I wish you would have told me. And Jessel's like, but you internalize things and I didn't want you to worry. Then Jessel adds that had she told, it would have gotten out to everybody and it would have been gossip in their culture. Now, my thing is this, right? I would hope that Jessel's mom wouldn't have revealed to anybody outside of their family about what was going on. But I understand that Jessel probably didn't want to take any chances by even saying anything to anybody, and I get that. But I thought this scene was very touching. You could tell that her mom really felt bad just finding this out, but I'm glad that she wasn't mad at Jessel. I'm glad that she understood, like, I'm sad you didn't tell me, but I get it. Now, one of you guys made a great point in my comments in the last recap where you said that whether you like Jessel or not, she's definitely giving us authenticity. She's giving us her real life, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And you're right, because a lot of the other women on this cast, they're trying to overproduce themselves and they're trying to portray themselves in a certain light. And you can kind of tell that a lot of the other women aren't being authentic. I think that Jenna and Jessel are definitely the realest. But I really enjoyed seeing Jessel finally get that off her chest. You could tell that she felt relieved. I like how her mom is understanding. It's apparent that they have a great relationship. And when Jessel brought up that she wanted a third baby because she wants a baby girl, her mom said, honey, you can barely manage the two that you have. You want to add a third one in the mix? But I do love the fact that if Jessel and Pavitt do try for a third baby, that Jessel's mom knows what's going on and she'll be by her side this time around. So now we get to the last scene of the episode, and it's the day of Bryn's wreath making activity. So everybody shows up except for Ubah because Ubah's still sick with COVID. So anyhow, Jenna shows up with all these gifts for all the ladies, and they're all like, girl, what's that? So Jenna's like, I just have gifts for you guys. And of course, they're kind of side-eyeing her. Now, I don't know why you're side-eyeing anybody about a gift, but you guys are different, so whatever. And then, of course, Sai is complaining about the food that Brynn has at her event. And she's like, you really think that I'm going to start my day off with fried food? And I just said, Sai, shut up. You are not happy about anything. My God. If you're this picky, then start eating before you go somewhere. Because this constant complaining is very aggravating. I thought it was interesting that Sai was so eager to tell the other women what Jenna revealed about her name. She's like, oh, by the way, Jenna's real name isn't even Jenna. It's actually Judith. And I'm thinking, Jenna's sitting right there. If Jenna wants to reveal that to everybody else, let her do it. Why do you feel the need to tell everybody Jenna's business? It's just very weird behavior. But Jenna does go on to say that she changed her name when she got married and she no longer has a middle name. So as they're talking, we see Erin arrive, and Erin is already in a bitchy mood. She's mad at Sai for leaving her party early. She's mad at Brynn for the jokes that she made about them getting a divorce at her party. So she's not here for it at all. They automatically pick up on it. And they're like, okay, girl, like, what's the vibe today? You seem a bit off. So now they start discussing what they're all doing for the holidays. Jessel says that her family is coming from London to visit. Erin says that she and her cousins have a house in the DR and they're going to be spending time there. Then she makes a passive-aggressive dig about how Sai would have known that had she stuck around and heard the speeches at her party. So Sai's like, girl, there were a million speeches and I was hungry. It is what it is. So now they get into it and Erin's like, that was so rude of you to do that, Sai. And Sai's not backing down. So Sai goes on to say that she does not eat pigs in a blanket, she doesn't eat meat, and that's all there was. So Erin's like, well, that's not true. There actually was a ton of food at my party. Then Erin shades Sai, talking about Sai needs to get some help for her hunger issues. Does she have a tapeworm or something? Because why is she always hungry? Now, while Erin is annoying and while she does drag things out, Sai, you have to admit that what you did was rude. And you do need to apologize, because you'd be pissed if somebody just left your event like that without saying goodbye to you. It's common decency and good manners to make sure that you say goodbye to the host before you leave their event. So now Brynn tries to jump in and Erin's like, girl, not too much, because me and you have something to talk about too. I don't like how you were talking about divorce at my anniversary party and you're sitting up there hitting on my husband. So Brynn denies it. She's like, I never said divorce, and if you accuse me of flirting with a married man, we're gonna have an issue. Now I said, Brynn, either you had too much to drink or you're just out and out lying, because you did indeed use the word divorce when you talked to Abe. Just own up to it and say, you know what, Erin, I'm sorry. It was in poor taste. It was a shitty joke. I didn't mean anything by it. That's it. So now Brynn blurts out that Erin's party was effing boring. And now Erin is so insulted, she walks out. She's just so over it. Now, Brynn, you want to sit up there and call that lady's party boring, but meanwhile, this wreath-making party, what would you call this? Because I was bored to tears watching you guys make wreaths. It didn't look so riveting to me. Brynn, it seems like you really get off on trying to diminish what other people have going on. And at one point, it looked like you guys were all dancing and having fun. So for you to say that it was just effing boring like that, that was really messed up. Now, Erin, I'm going to need you to stop being so hypersensitive, because for you to leave like that, you're that upset at what Brynn said. Either you're this tough girl who can roll with the punches, or you want to be this crybaby. But this constant, oh, I'm offended, what they said was so mean, who does that? You might be on the wrong show then. You wouldn't last a day on Jersey or Atlanta or Potomac or OC or Beverly Hills. You'd be crying in the corner in a fetal position. But this constant walking out and your feelings are so hurt and I'm just so sad and poor Erin, poor me, like I'm over it. And I'm gonna really get you because you wanna cry and play victim, but then you wanna be the villain in the next episode when it comes to Jenna. So Erin's left the party and now we see Jenna giving everybody their gifts. And of course, Sai is being shady. She's like, oh, thanks, Jenna. Your sponsored gifts are just so nice. And then you have Sai talking about it feels like there's an ulterior motive here because all the gifts are brands that Jenna's collabing with. Now, I said, Sai, the fact that you're an influencer yourself, why are you pressed at the fact that Jenna is giving you guys free gifts? I just don't understand. Why are you so bothered by every single thing? That is nothing to be upset about. It's giving jealousy at the fact that Jenna's probably getting paid more than you are for her collabs, and the fact that she's probably getting more collabs than you get. Because there is no way on earth that I'd be upset as somebody that I know and consider a new friend is gifting me really cool products. I don't care if they are sponsored collabs or not. I love a good gift. I just get the impression that Sai is a bit intimidated and a bit jealous at the fact that Jenna's name really has weight and there's real star power behind it. And I think that she feels like she's competing with Jenna in some way, which is ridiculous, but there's some obvious jealousy and tension there because I just don't understand how you're mad at somebody gifting you some really nice and expensive products. And now you have Brynn low-key shading Jenna too about the gifts, and she's like, I don't think that Jenna is expecting us to post on our socials about the products, but I think that she really wants us to. Now, whether Jenna wants you to post on your socials or not, I think that Jenna will be okay if you don't. I don't think that Jenna Lyons is that concerned or that pressed. Jenna has a huge fan base herself. So whether or not you guys do want to post on your social media about her paid collabs, she's fine. She's good either way. So we jump into episode 8, and my, the way I'm about to wear everybody but Jenna out because you ladies tried it. But anyhow, we start off episode 8 with Sai and Ubah at one of my favorite stores, Zimmerman. Now, when I tell you that Zimmerman has some of the most gorgeous pieces, gorgeous, stunning, I was getting my life during this scene. So anyhow, they're doing some shopping because Sai is taking all the ladies to Anguilla. She is tired of winter in New York and she wants to get out and have some sun. So they're excited about that and they're trying on some clothes. Now, no shade, but I caught how Ubah wasn't trying anything on and it looked like she wasn't buying anything because I caught when she picked up one of the dresses and she was like, oh, 1900? I said, very interesting. So while they're shopping, Sai talks to Ubah about what she's missed and she's been sick. And she's like, so the other day, Brynn had her wreath making party and Jenna came in with her sponsored gifts. So she goes on to say, I mean, it's cool and all, but it starts to feel a bit off when all your gifts are your paid collaborations because you obviously want us to share on your social media. Now, Sai, why are you assuming that that's what Jenna wants? Did she ask you to do that? If she hasn't asked you, then you don't have to post if you don't want to. But the fact that you keep making it an issue, saying, well, there's no such thing as a free lunch, and she's not doing this out of the kindness of her heart, I'm just so irritated because I have never seen such ungrateful people. The fact that you're upset at getting free gifts, the jealousy is just seeping out of your pores. Like I said a few minutes ago, I am pretty sure that Jenna effing Lyons will be okay and she will sleep well at night whether you post her stuff or you don't post her stuff. And then Sai going on to say that a real gift is from the heart and Jenna's gifts are marketing collaboration. I just said again, very hateful. Sai, it's clear that you want to be the only star in the room and you really cannot take the fact that an actual icon in the game is on this show getting all the screen time. Now, when Sai brought up her tiff with Erin, how Erin was angry at her for how she left the party early, and I was glad that Ubah called her out. She said, look, Sai, that was a shitty thing to do. Like, that was rude. Now, Sai saying that she did apologize to Erin. I don't remember hearing an apology. If Sai did apologize to Erin for leaving the party early, let me know. But I do not remember hearing Sai say, Erin, I'm sorry. I remember her saying, well, I was hungry. I don't care. It is what it is. Your party was boring. It was lame. But I don't remember hearing, Erin, I'm sorry. That was a shitty thing for me to do. Now, this next scene with Jenna hanging out with her brother, we learn more about Jenna and her disorder. And I have to say, I really, really enjoy how Jenna is very open. And I'm just telling you, there is something about Jenna. There's an effortlessness about her. She's just cool. There's just such a grace about her that money just can't buy. But they're walking around Rockefeller Center. I thought it was really cool to find out that Rockefeller Center contacted Jenna so that she could help them revamp their storefronts. So she's like, yeah, I brought a lot of female-owned and Black-owned businesses and Latino-owned businesses to Rockefeller Center. It's just been awesome. So I just said, now, one thing about it, you know that Jenna is getting paid good money. I said, girl, I know that's right.
Price went up. Yesterday's price is not today's price.
So now Jenna starts talking to her brother about the upcoming Anguilla trip, and she says that she's a bit nervous. She's like, these girls all look great, great bodies, great skin, and here I am with a genetic disorder that leaves me with bald spots, messed up teeth that fall out, and skin that's discolored, and I have scars all over. And now she goes on to add that it's been a 6-year journey with her teeth, and she's had 13 surgeries. Now, when I tell y'all, I said Jenna conceals what she's going through very well. because I would have never guessed that she had bald spots or that her teeth were falling out and she has to keep getting surgeries for that. Like, it really is a testament that you never know what somebody's going through, no matter how much money or how much status somebody has. I just said the fact that she's been able to conceal all this so well and she still has a very positive and upbeat attitude, that speaks volumes. Again, this is a Jenna Lyons stan account. I don't know how much more I can say it, but I love the fact that she's being so open and sharing what she's really going through. Now, we jump to the next scene, and I don't have a whole lot to say, but it was nice seeing Brynn in LA hanging out with her brother, and it answered my question in my last recap because I was wondering if her and her siblings were close, and it's apparent that they are. So, Brynn and her brother are talking about life and their upbringing, and Brynn says that had she gotten married those 3 times, she'd probably be divorced from all of them, and even her brother agrees. And Brynn goes on to say that because of their upbringing, because they were abandoned by their parents, she's always had this tainted view of family and what it means, and that's been a factor into why she's been afraid of settling down and making that commitment of being married. I think that growing up in a very chaotic and traumatic situation from birth, I think that that would mess anybody up and have them afraid of commitment or starting a family of their own. So I wasn't surprised to hear that. But I do hope that she's able to find some peace and some resolution so that she is able to move forward when it comes to commitment and marriage and possibly starting a family. I mean, not saying that you have to have that to be fulfilled, but if that's what she wants, I think that maybe some therapy or some counseling would be her best bet, and she'd be able to sort through her issues as to the root of why she feels kind of hesitant or a bit resistant to settling down. But I like the fact that we learned a bit more about Brynn, and I do think it's great that we got to see some of her family. And her brother looks just like her. I was like, they could be twins. Now, here's where the mess kicks off. We see Jenna at home. She's recovering because she just had her 13th dental surgery. And we see Erin come over to bring her some soup. So now we see Erin asking Jenna about her thoughts regarding the Anguilla trip because she contemplated not going because she was upset with Brynn at Brynn's wreath making party. So Jenna's like, look, when it comes to Brynn, I think that she's harmless. She flirts with everybody and everything, so I wouldn't read too deeply into it. And while Brynn is out of order, I do agree with Jenna. I just think that Brynn just enjoys the attention. She'd flirt with a rock and a paper bag if she could, okay? Like, she just gets off on flirting. That's just what it is. So Erin's like, yeah, but I'm still irritated by her. Her actions annoy me. The fact that she would talk about divorce at my anniversary party. Who does that? So now Erin brings up what Brynn said about the fact that Jenna's going to Anguilla a day earlier. So we see a clip of Brynn telling Jessel about Jenna going earlier and how Jenna's a diva in disguise. Now, again, this seems like pent-up jealousy because I don't know why you're affected by somebody going on a trip a day earlier. You're just bothered because you wish you could go a day earlier. You had to take whatever Bravo booked you. So Jenna's like, girl, it's not even all that. I just want to go a day earlier to get my tan in because when I get tan, it disguises the scars that I have all over my skin. Now, Jenna, let me stop you right there. You don't need to explain yourself and your health issues to anybody. If you want to go 5 days earlier to get yourself comfortable, that's your right. Don't let any of them make you feel bad because you have to do what you have to do because of your health. That really pissed me off. I don't even know why she feels the need to explain herself. So now Jenna says, look, promise to not judge me, but I also didn't want to fly coach. And this new flight that I'm on, I'm in business class. Like, I just cannot fly coach. So Jenna's like, look, it's a different experience and I am just too old. And let me tell you something. Jenna did not say anything wrong. She is absolutely correct. And let me just be real clear. When you start flying first class, and I'm a Delta girl, right? So if I can't fly first class, I'll always fly Comfort. Comfort is the equivalent of business class. So once you start flying first class or Delta One or Comfort, you really can't go back to main cabin, which is economy. And that's just what it is. It's like when you always are used to staying at a 5-star hotel, you can't go back to a 3-star. It just is what it is. She told no lies. There's nothing wrong with saying, I don't want to fly coach, because I don't want to fly coach either. Like, I don't understand why Erin was trying to act like, oh, she's a diva. Like, who says that? Girl, she said what she said. It is what it is. She said, I'm not trying to be cramped up in economy. And on the level that Jenna's at, Jenna was a CEO for over 20 years for a top brand. So let's be clear. She was flying private or first class all the time. So why do you think somebody who's flying private or first class wants to go back to economy? Again, let's use our brains here. But for you to be so shocked and appalled, like, wow, Jenna, I'm just so surprised that you would say that. And Jenna was really playful with it. She wasn't snobby when she said it. She just said, oh, well, girl, I'm 6 feet tall. I can't be cramped up in the back. I can't be in row 44D where the bathrooms are. I need to be in 3F. So now we see all the ladies arrive to the airport, and now they touch down in Anguilla. And as they're in the van headed to the villa, Sai lets it be known that while the villa is gorgeous, 2 people will have to share a room. So Ubah volunteers that she'll share a room with Jessel. Even though she's annoyed about it, she's like, you know what? It's not that big of a deal. We'll just share. Now, Sai, you might be obnoxious as hell, but you did a great job with the villa. The villa was stunning. They had the infinity pool. I mean, the view was gorgeous.
I love it. I love it.
The concierge is there to greet them. There are drinks on deck, a beautiful spread of food. I said, okay. I said, all right, Sai, you might get on my last nerves, but you do know how to plan a vacation. So 3 points for you. Now, Miss Ubah, I know that you and Jessel were a bit upset that you had to share a room, but the room that you guys picked out was gorgeous. I said it was huge. The bathroom was stunning. So I said, I wouldn't be mad at that. So they all decide that Jenna's going to get the worst room in the house. Then you have Brynn talking about, sorry, Jenna, you don't get rewarded for going a day early. I said, first of all, why are you trying to punish somebody because she wanted to go a day early? Brynn, you were sitting up there sweating Jenna just a few episodes ago. Now, all of a sudden, it's really interesting to me how now you want to get on her and be on her case. It's a bit weird, but it shows me how people will like you just enough. Then when they get close to you, they get jealous. They can't take you. That's what it's giving. Hidden jealousy, a lot of hidden envy. Because you really can't take the fact that Jenna's really that girl. They all go outside by the pool, and now Erin starts relaying the story about how she went over to Jenna's house the other day after Jenna's dental surgery. So she's like, you want to know the reason why Jenna went the day early? Because she told me she doesn't want to fly coach. So they're all like, she said that? So of course you have Sai talking about, ew, that's just so corny of her. Why would she say that? I said, girl, as rude and as obnoxious as you are, the same woman bringing toilet paper to other people's houses, the same woman bringing 8 pieces of luggage to somebody's home for 3 days, you want to talk about what's corny? I was too done. I was screaming at the TV. First of all, Erin, you need to be cursed out because you told the story all wrong. That's not what Jenna said. And you know it. You're sitting up there twisting Jenna's words to make yourself look good and make Jenna look bad. I don't know why all of a sudden you feel this animosity towards Jenna, but you need to get it checked out. And Erin, what really made me mad is the fact that you're sitting up here crying every damn episode about how offended you are about everything, but now you want to sit up here and play mean girl and twist up what Jenna said? That was just so wrong of you. I think you ladies are really struggling with the fact that there's a real star on this show. and it's not y'all. Erin, if I'm being really honest, you're actually kind of dry and you're actually kind of boring.
You not fab like that to be doing all of that. Learn your place, earn your spot.
And that's no shade, but I feel like you'd be better suited for $1 Million Listing versus Housewives. Because you talk about real estate 24/7, your personality is not really giving a whole lot. And Brynn, you have a lot to say. The same woman who cares about what restaurant she's at is the same woman mad at Jenna because Jenna didn't want to fly coach. Girl, sit down. Because you are very obsessed with status and you're low-key a social climber. But yeah, you want to talk about, oh, like she said that? Like who says that? That's just so messed up. Again, I was not here for it at all. And then when you guys all sat down for lunch and you guys were still talking about Jenna and they're all like, oh, it's 6:15, Jenna still isn't here. Then you have Ubah talking about Jenna can suck my D. I was just like, wait, what? Hold on, time out. Girl, excuse me? What would possess you to say that? Where is all this venom coming from? Also, I always cringe every time I hear women say that. It's just so unladylike, and I'm not trying to be that girl, I promise you. Y'all know good and damn well I am not a pick-me, but I'm just saying, that phrase, I'm just like, ooh, that's very disrespectful. That's just, Ubah, that was just so uncalled for. And it's clear that you want to pile on Jenna, and you want to be a part of the cool girl clique, because why would you say that? Jenna has been nothing but nice to you. So for you to jump out the window and say that, I just said, again, what's going on? Did you guys get in a group chat and decide that you're going to turn against Jenna? Because again, where is this hate coming from? If I were Jenna and I was watching this back, I would be on that phone wearing all of y'all out. Ubah, how dare you? So of course they're all piling on Jenna. Brynn's like, I'm just so over it. I'm just so over Jenna coming around, using everything as a marketing opportunity. And I just said, shut up, girl, because I'm tired of you and your mouth and the constant flirting and the constant need to be center of attention, the constant thirstiness. Like, I'm tired of that. All this woman has done is be gracious to you and give you gifts. And like I said before, you were up Jenna's ass. Now all of a sudden you're turning on her, talk about, oh, I can't stand this and I'm tired of her using everything as a marketing opportunity. Again, it's giving you were jealous of her the whole entire time and you really can't take her. That's what it's giving, because this makes no sense. You're doing a complete 180 out of nowhere. And then Brynn talking about, I feel like I don't know her. I don't even know her real name. You found out her real name in the last episode. Sai told the story about how her real name is Judith. Like, I don't understand. Why don't you get to know Jenna some more? It's so clear to me when somebody is pulling things out of their ass to find a reason to dislike you. So as they're shit-talking Jenna, Jenna arrives and Jenna's in good spirits. Jenna looked cute. She had this really nice flowy dress on. And she was actually showing her arms. And when I tell you that Jenna's tan looked great, you could tell that her coming a day before really helped her out. So she's like, hey guys, what's up? It's a bit tense. They're a bit cold towards her. She sits down and Ubah's like, we were talking about you, by the way. So Sai's like, we're just annoyed with you that you didn't fly with us. Now, I'm gonna ask this one more time. Why are you mad that we're not on the same flight? What kind of childish BS is that? If we're traveling together, I don't give a damn what flight you're on. We're going to meet at the same destination eventually, right? So why do I care? It's not a big deal. I don't understand why you're clocking what a grown woman does at her big age in regards to a flight. Are you guys not going to be in the same villa for the next 4 or 5 days? So again, why do you care? If Jenna got to Anguilla 3 days before, why do you care? So now Sai brings up how Erin told them what she said about not wanting to fly coach. And Jenna's confused. She's like, Erin, that's not what I said. And I just said, Jenna, you're way too nice and you're way too soft-spoken for me, because I would have ripped Erin a new asshole, because you will not sit up there and twist my words up. You won't. And the way Erin sat there and allowed them all to ambush and gang up on Jenna like that. It was 5-on-1. That was so sick to me. Grown-ass women trying to bully this woman for no reason. So now Jenna brings up how she wanted to go a day before because of her genetic disorder, how her skin has all the scars on it, and how the tan helps her, and she didn't want to be the only one with the bad skin when she's around everybody else and they all have gorgeous skin. So Sai's like, just be honest with us. And then Bryn's talking about, oh, I'm confused. What are you even talking about? I just said right then and there, I would have given them my ass to kiss. I would have left because I'll be damned. That was just so wrong to me. She wasn't in that house for more than 5 minutes and they all ganged up on her like that. And like I said earlier, this woman has a health condition. She does not owe any damn body an explanation of why she did what she did. She owes y'all nothing. How dare you sit up there and question her like she did something wrong? I'm not explaining anything to y'all. So now Jenna explains even more about her skin and her disorder. And now Bryn's like, don't use that as a cop-out. Y'all, when I tell y'all my blood was boiling, I felt so bad. I just said, this is so evil of y'all to do this. So they're pretty much mocking Jenna at this point. Jenna can't get a word in edgewise. And now you have Sai talking about, oh, well, anyhow, let's get ready for dinner. Dinner's going to be at 8. So now you have Erin talking about, well, Jenna, that's what happens. Actions have consequences. I just said, Erin, if you don't shut the entire hell up when you're the first one crying about what somebody did to you, that was a real Karen move of you to do that. There was no reason for that. And Jenna is better than me because, first of all, let me be real. I am a hotel girl through and through, so I don't really care too much to be in a house with people on vacation. Give me a 5-star hotel any day. So I would have been right there at the Four Seasons in Anguilla. Play with me if you want to, but my bags would have been packed right back to go to that hotel because I will not be spending the next 4 or 5 days here with this group.
Oh! Shout out to everybody. I had fun.
I gotta be good.
And if somebody read you down, Erin, you be the first one crying, playing victim. And like I've always said, you can't be the villain and the victim at the same time. Pick a side. I am so sick and tired of this. I tried to like you, but girl, you tried it. I was just too done. So as they're all getting ready for dinner, Jenna's talking to Jessel and she's so confused. She's like, I don't know where this is coming from. There's obviously some pent up aggravation because it seems like everything I do is a problem. I said, no, sis, it's jealousy. That's what jealousy looks like. They've been letting that build up for quite some time. They can't take you. So now they want to find fault in everything that you do because they sound absolutely insane to be upset with you for going a day early. You don't owe anybody an explanation. And I was rolling my eyes watching Brynn and Sai talk about Jenna in the bathroom. I just said, girls, y'all two are so jealous of her. It's just so pathetic. Please save this. I just said you should both feel so embarrassed because that was so uncalled for. Jenna hasn't done anything to you guys for you to feel this way about her. Just admit that you feel envy towards her and you can't take being around her. And now you want to sit up here and pick at her for no reason. So we end the episode with Jenna saying that, look, she had to do what she had to do for herself and they're either going to resolve it or they won't. And I said, exactly. Again, Jenna, you don't owe anybody an explanation for taking care of yourself first. You did what you had to do. I don't understand why grown women are pressed about your decision. And let me just say, if Jenna decides not to return back for season 15, this show will probably tank because when I tell you that Jenna is the star and the anchor, and these other girls and the theatrics and the antics and the phoniness, they will not be able to carry. They need Jenna. Y'all really need to move accordingly and stop trying to bully this woman off this show because I can assure you that the ratings will tank if Jenna decides not to come back. And I could see Jenna not coming back because the way y'all are treating her is not right. But guys, that was my double recap. I hope you all enjoyed. And when I tell y'all that they really pissed me off so badly in episode 8, as you guys can see, I was too done. But y'all, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and you already know what to do. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all later. Bye.